Gentlemen, General Greene, God bless you. Please like and share. This is a critical emergency world collapse update from the no bank debt mega mansion. Of course, here at the Digital Noah's Ark, Deck 2 launch imminent. We already own a host of a dozen plus 13 colony properties with no bank debt across every single soon-to-be Hawaiian island, also including a Park City Mansion ski lodge. And of course, I am Christopher Greene, your general, serving here in charge as commander, 1776. This is a historic day. Ladies and gentlemen, world collapse. Everything is rigged. Here, October 23rd, 2025. Jesus Christ is King. Please like and share. That helps a lot. We're going to get into all this and a whole lot more in the news. If you haven't already read, all sports are now officially deemed rigged in the United States of America. In fact, massive FBI takedown earlier this morning of a complete inside job, rig job at the NBA, meaning every game is potentially fake. Every single sport is potentially WWE. Insider gambling scandal, takedown, FBI arrest, Heat star, Trailblazers coach in sweeping probe tied to organized crime. 31 people apprehended. LeBron James injury information leaked to the bettors. Sports world erupts, and this is why I don't watch sports. I mean, I like sports. I like playing sports, but I don't watch the NFL or the NBA because it's all rigged and fake. Just like everything else. Your US dollar is fake. It is a rigged, collapsed, hyperinflationary scam. The national debt just surged past $38 trillion. It'll never be paid back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you're in hyperinflation. And properties like these are selling for $50 million plus. In fact, some new comps just came out in beautiful San Diego. The Whales V, if you've ever seen the movie, $50 million sales. Palm Beach, a Maui Abu, a Kauai Abu, the Oahu Abu, and the Mauna Kea Abu keep soaring because beach and oceanfront estates are far and few between. And the US dollar is officially dead. The U.S. debt clock is absolutely extraordinary. Let me show you this. This is freaking insane. But there is some good news, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. 38 trillion screaming debt. 38 trillion. The big, beautiful bill, of course, is going to pump out another 4 or 5 trillion, sending us well above, like into the 44, 45 trillion dollar range. The U.S. government is closed, shut down officially for the 22nd day. The 22nd day. So not only are you shut down, debt is at infinity. And in addition to that, the entire system is rigged in the United States of America, including your fake sports. Everything the elites tell you is fake and rigged. They told you not to buy Bitcoin because they were lying to you. They want you broke. They want you a slave. I want you diamond nuts rich. There is a clear difference. And this, of course, why you've been tuning in all these years, which I am super, super appreciative of. Also, on very, very bullish news, on the bullish news front, something that we predicted, Donald Trump pardons. There's been many pardons in the crypto space very recently. CZ Binance, as we like to call him, has been officially pardoned, one of the founders of the largest exchanges in the world, Binance. What does this tell us? Roger Ver of Bitcoin Cash, original Bitcoin OG, pardoned. What does this tell us? Well, it tells us they're about to light up the stablecoin transition, as I predicted, that they're moving us into the new system, that the dollar is dead, and that Trump is resetting us. Again, private central banks are done. Donald Trump has overthrown, in my opinion and view, the central banks. They are using the Fort Knox gold reserves to reprice them. That's why they've been sending gold and silver higher to buy net neutral precious Bitcoin. to get into tokenized assets, to get into things like Ethereum and XRP. And remittance payment systems. All of this is going to light up the new financial system. And this is why I've said for years, I've recommended gold, silver for years. I've recommended Bitcoin for decades. I'm the founder of BitcoinRich.com, XRPRich.com, LitecoinRich.com, my number one pick. RSR. I also want to do a huge shout out to Marco. Thank you for your service. Spoke with you yesterday. A freaking badass. Served this amazing, great country. Thank you, Marcos. He's a disabled veteran. I went over his entire portfolio. He's a young guy. You have the rest of your future ahead of you. I just wanted to let you know the general loves you. I'm here to make you rich, Marcos. And I certainly, my hat is tipped off to you and all the great brothers that have fought for this country. Thank you, sir. It is a freaking honor. This is why I fight the deep state on your behalf every single day to make you freaking diamond nuts rich. Because you've been lied to by the deep state, these radical cucked Democrats that attempted to take Donald Trump out in Butler, Pennsylvania. God bless the President of the United States, because you are at war. Spiritual war, financial war, psychological war. And this is what, of course, we've been doing here at AMTV for over 20 years now. Pretty crazy to think about. So just, really amazing, too, what's happening right now. And I want you to understand, trust this plan. Donald Trump has us all completely under control. He knows exactly what he's doing. Scott Bessent at the Treasury Department, former George Soros right-hand man, collapsed the British sterling pound successfully. They're now collapsing the U.S. dollar. They're resetting us into a new system. Stable coins will be absorbing and buying, as I've said for years now. I've been proven right about all this, including Bitcoin and everything else. And by the way, negligent idiot Andrew Tate and also James Nguyen, who's so weak he won't show his face on crypto Twitter because real men show their face, had been telling everyone to short Bitcoin, telling you things. This is from Andrew Tate. The Bitcoin was going to 28K, both liquidated like jackasses. Just like I said, negligence on their part. I've been telling you to buy the freaking dip, buy everything you can. We're going to new record highs. And this is why, of course, Bitcoin just pumped earlier today, liquidating James Nguyen and also Andrew Tate, hundreds of millions of dollars, as I freaking predicted. Bitcoin hit as high as 111K. We are well on our way. We'll be crushing 150K imminently. My personal target's 200 to 400K plus by the end of the year, especially through the reset and the quarter centennial, leading us into the UFC fight on the White House lawn, which I'll be attending here with my boy Donut and Papa John, celebrating the anniversary, of course, of the greatest freaking nation state country in the world. The best place in the world. The only free place in the world. The only place where there's actual liberty. And there's badasses like you tuning in. And Donald John Trump and his freaking sons. The only place where we're winning. In fact, Eric Trump's book, I haven't read it yet, but I hear it's really good. Under Siege reminds me of the movie with Steven freaking Seagal. One of my favorite movies, is a #1 bestseller. I'll be coming out with my book, Winning. Because we win with everything we touch. We dominate with every recommendation. Every prediction comes true. From the lockdowns to Bitcoin to social media to the invasion of Ukraine. And by the way, Donald Trump did put, along with the White House and the administration, some restrictions on Russian oil, I believe, earlier this morning. So let's talk about this. As hyperinflation runs rampant, spreading like a virulent you-know-what all across the world. Dow Jones Industrial Average, NASDAQ, S&P 500 all hit new all-time highs. Gold, silver, it's pulled back a little bit. That's to be expected. On its way again to new all-time highs. Crypto doing exactly the same, trading under 4 trillion. It's on its way to deca 100 trillions. That's why they liquidated everybody several weeks ago. It was an inside job, deep state, getting everything ready, greasing the rails, preparing all of us for the takeover and the transition. And the deca trillions, just like Wall Street trades multi-quadrillions worth of derivative contracts. I should know, because I worked on Wall Street at Merrill Lynch all these years before I started exposing the deep state. And by the way, I've had some great calls. I put out a wonderful video I encourage you to watch, a real live call. And I had the team shoot it, titled Breaking U.S. Dollar Collapse Imminent, live emergency call with the general. I hope you watched it because I really walk through a lot of these conversations that I'm currently having with beautiful individuals like you tuning in around the world. Here I am on a real live call getting asked a lot of very important, cogent questions, and then just making people rich left and right. Diamond Nuts rich. Because your financial advisor's a freaking idiot and he needs to be fired. He told you not to buy Bitcoin, but I did. Because I know what I'm talking about. Because again, I'm not of this system. I've always known sports are rigged. I've always known the government is lying. I've always known the institutions and teachers were brainwashing. I've always known the radical leftist institutions were not to be paid attention to. We've never complied. And that's the difference. Do not comply. And by the way, we got some cool memes coming out on X. Make sure you follow me there. It's grossly negligent not to follow at AMTV Media. We're freaking exploding, viral, spreading. Right now, 134K new followers just in the last couple of days. Freaking Facebook exploding. Hundreds, I think I'm like at 400,000. All because of you. All because you're so awesome. All because they can't hold down the Holy Spirit. All because truth is setting us all free. All because the predictions are all radically correct. Over and over again. I want to highlight Litecoin again. Get into Litecoin. If you don't own Litecoin, you're missing what is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. You're missing 1,000x. You're missing my brother in arms, Charlie Lee, freaking badass. You're missing it. You're missing the opportunity of a lifetime if you don't buy RSR, Sam Altman's, and Peter Thiel's founding coin, one of their leading investments. You're missing it if you're not at school. You're going to miss becoming a millionaire at Deck 2. Launch imminent. Just got off the phone call earlier this morning. Got everything lined up for that. That's going to be insane. Make sure you RSVP with my father, Papa John. Put your name down in our book, in the holy book, so we make sure you can get in. We'll alert you as an early bird. Also subscribe at schoolislandprojectclub.com. By the way, this is playing out like a hitch. The World Ahead 2025, for those you don't know, the deep state owns it. The only thing we need to see next are blackouts across American cities and an alien fake UFO reveal. All that's coming. Notice Saturn is at the top, 33 brick points, the BRICS, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Also, the BRICS literally around what looks like a digital V. I can't say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. Notice Donald Trump, the dollars are all surrounding him. Yeah, those are the stablecoin dollars, because it's all about resetting the dollars. You've been lied to. You've been lied to your entire life, America. Only idiot cucks believe their government or think that sports are real. They're all fake. It's all an inside job. They've all been lying to you. It's massive racketeering. The NBA is absolutely fake, and in my opinion, so is the NFL. And so is Major League Baseball. And so is everything else. Just like the FBI supposedly, allegedly just proved. So again, isn't it amazing how the American people just cuck themselves to sleep at night and follow orders by what's fake and is not real at all? You know, we have to understand we're in a spiritual war, but we're also in a very real war online right now with artificial intelligence and AI and the alien invasion in China and Russia. There's a war going on. This is why we keep getting these cyber events. That's why everything was down at AWS and Amazon, and people were freaking out. This is why Bank of America collapsed a few months ago and no one could access their funds. It's why we had the lockdowns. It's why we had 2008-09. That was pre, all this stuff going on. But of course, it's why we have the 2020 lockdowns, because this is all a part of the plan. Again, create chaos, psychological warfare, dupe the American people, rig everything from sports to education. The list goes on and on, even the topics we're not allowed to talk about. Then when they've been beaten solid long enough, they've been pounded in the freaking face over and over again. They've been fear-mongered into infinity. Boom, reset the system. Lockdowns, capital controls, new dollar reset. Bitcoin is the future. And now Donald Trump and everyone else is in based on my advisement. I want to thank Eric Trump and his team again for reaching out to us, giving me a personal call several weeks ago. God bless you. We are the resistance. Again, helped to elect Donald Trump twice. You're freaking welcome. And now Bitcoin's going mainstream, and we're making you rich. And we're the first in the world to tokenize soon-to-be trophy assets. And we already own fractional real estate, beach and oceanfront like what you see behind me. We've already done it. We've set the tone for the 1776 freaking Diamond Nuts of Revolution. And here I am today with beautiful Donut behind me. See, he's been doing this so long with me, it doesn't even faze him anymore. What's up? Pass over the closet there, Donut Factory. So we're doing really well. We've been doing this a long time, guys. And of course, I love to entertain you. We want to have fun, but this is very serious. I need you to share this video. Again, they don't want you to crush the algorithms. They don't want you rich. They want you a bitch. understand the truth. If I don't know you, I can't freaking cash flow you. Do you understand? So if you're not at school, and by the way, we're making major upgrades at islandprojectclub.com. Major upgrades there. Stay tuned for that. All my 1000X picks, all my pure blood education, pure blood over here. Just like Jesus Christ, to Caesar's be Caesar's. We do not comply. If I don't know you, I can't cash flow you. If you ain't in my projects, you don't get rich. Okay, if you didn't get into the first round at 30K, well, you missed it. And now we got a 200K. And it's focused more on accredited investors. Full disclosure. See my terms and disclaimers. Our intent to tokenize 200K minimum, 50 million fundraise this time before our multi-billion-dollar token launch. Island Project Coin will be trading all over the worldwide ether sphere, listed on Coinbase soon, Gemini, Binance, the list goes on and on, decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. We're going to absolute parabolas and completely vertical because we're tokenizing cash flow producing assets and daily rentals like this. What don't you understand? Fart coin is, worth $1 billion, but it does nothing. It's actually not worth $1 billion. I think it's worth like 400 or 500 million now, because all it is hot air. Again, we have the proof of concept. We're the ones with 400 plus investors worldwide. We're the ones that's gotten it all right. We're the ones that called out Andrew Tate and James Nguyen and told you they were idiots and they were about to get liquidated. We're the ones that have gotten Bitcoin right. We're the ones that are getting Litecoin rich now, because we understand the future, and the American people, not you, but most people don't. And that is the reality. It's the harsh truth. Again, don't mistake what I'm saying. It's just confidence and facts and truth and winning and getting it right over and over again and proving people wrong. Just like with Bitcoin, right? It called it a scam. The governments would never allow it, supposedly. And now Tucker Carlson says it was invented by the CIA. Well, he never seemed to have a problem working for the CIA. Did you notice that? Tucker Carlson worked for the CIA. His dad did. Okay, those are the allegations. I believe that to be a fact. And then he worked for Fox News, which is the CIA. The mainstream media is the CIA. So he had no problem working for Fox and mainstream media and the CIA. But he says Bitcoin might be the CIA. Well, that actually means you should buy it, Tucker. If the CIA invented Bitcoin, that means it's a freaking guarantee. Just like DARPA invented the internet. That would mean you should buy it, actually. I've told people that for years. Even if you think it's DARPA or the CIA, that actually means buy it then. That means it's all rigged and you might as well get rich. And then BlackRock's going to buy all of it. Oh, like they're doing now. Before they called it a scam, and now they're buying it. See, people don't understand you're in Zimbabwe. Okay? Now, Donald Trump's got it under control. We're moving into the golden age. He's resetting the system. They're going to expunge the debt with stable coins. This is what I've been saying. The debt will be bought. It'll be absorbed into the stable coin technology, inflating all these real asset prices higher and higher and higher and higher. And as you hear on these calls, from the bottom of my heart, I want you guys diversified with strict asset allocations. I'm not a gold maximalist or a Bitcoin maximalist, for example. I think you should own all of them and get rich in all three. Isn't that the smartest approach to life? You might as well own real estate with us. You might as well own some gold. You might as well own some Bitcoin and Litecoin and XRP and Ethereum and little Solana and RSR, et cetera, and just get rich in all of them. If you know that America is collapsing in a U.S. Weimar Republic, hyperinflationary Zimbabwe insane asylum, well, then wouldn't you protect yourself by getting out of the U.S. debt time bomb bubble that is the U.S. dollar? That would just be street smarts. And now you're seeing that is exactly the roadmap ahead. And that's what's so brilliant about it as we sit here October 23rd, is that the American people are starting to see this is promoting massive cognitive dissonance, because you've got a lot of people that were told Bitcoin was a scam and that crypto is a scam. Now they have to fight off that war in their own mind that, wait a minute, they said it was a scam, but now it's not. You see how it's very difficult for people to adjust to being lied to so much, just like sports. You think as you're eating popcorn, watching the NBA and LeBron James prance around in his little tidy whities, right? You think you're watching something real. But now it's been proven it's not real at all. It's all fake. It's been proven the only person that's real is me. Isn't that amazing? That the only person smarter than everybody you know, all your financial advisors, all your friends and family, is this guy. Because we ain't the mainstream media. We invented the alternative media television network. Registered trademark, hard-hitting in your face, registered trademark. Copyrighted. Live Your Investment, Island Project, the Digital Noah's Ark. Copyrighted, trademarked. Because we're the inventors. See, we're actually the real deal. James Wynn and others, and Andrew Tate's own father. You know, Andrew Tate's father worked as a linguist for the CIA. Ain't that interesting? No one in my family's ever worked for the CIA, but these cucks have, proving my point. Again, if you're on Piers Morgan, if you're on Fox News, you ain't the real deal. You might be nice people. I love Tucker Carlson. I think he does a good job with what he does, but it proves my point. You ain't real. You're part of it. So again, just understand those facts and truth, that we bring hard-hitting and in-your-face information. Let me see if there's anything else I can add today, but man, what an amazing day. The entire NBA proven fake and a fraud and rigged. A freaking racketeering organization, meaning all the games are fake. Think about all the sports betting and all the losses, all the rig job, just like the U.S. banking system, just like Wall Street, just like Jamie Cuck Diamond financed the Epstein racketeering ring. All of it fake, lies, bailouts, PPP loans, all of it fake, lockdowns. The list goes on and on. And by the way, your general didn't comply to any of that. Never taken a bailout, told them to F off to their PPP loans. I could have taken millions, but I didn't because I'm diamond nut rich and it wouldn't be right. Everyone else did. I read Lil Wayne took like tens of millions of dollars so he could grease his Learjet. Yeah, I think even the Pelosi's took a PPP loan, didn't they? What are they worth, like $1 billion? These freaking bastards ripping off the American people. That's why you've got a $40 trillion debt. Let it sink in. So what we do not only provides real world solutions, not just real truth and real media, we've got a real solution. The Island Project and the Digital Noah's Ark is physical and real. We have foreign investors around the world that already own our collection of trophy asset properties. They're using them. Comp time, up to 30% discounts on nightly rentals, pays into their own cash flows, a multi-$100 million portfolio already owned. Real solutions, not just media, not just Alex Jones yelling into the camera and then offering no solution at all. I mean, look, these people are cool. They've done a pretty good job with some of the stuff that they've done, but they don't offer you a solution. They don't make you rich. They haven't built anything. You don't get to own anything with them. You're not tokenizing. You don't get to go stay at properties. You can't do that with a freaking crummy stock or your stupid ETF or even gold. What are you going to do? Snuggle with your gold bar at night? Oh, it's so nice. I love that kilogram. Kind of hurts my neck. Again, wouldn't you rather live your investment like a baller? Wouldn't you rather sun your balls on the beach with the general? Wouldn't you rather go surfing and impress your wife? Wouldn't you rather bake in memories you can never get back, ever, with your loved ones, your kids and your grandchildren? Wouldn't you rather leave a legacy asset? Wouldn't you want to know me so I can cash flow y'all? Right? Wouldn't you want that? Of course, because we're smart and we win. Get my new book, Winning. Winning at everything. Winning at everything we touch. The Golden Goose will be the second tagline. I'll be re-airing my book, Bitcoin Rich, The Future of Money, which was my original book I put out over a decade ago in audio format and digital format. I'm going to just put that out for free, actually. Yeah, I'm going to re-air that. I think we got that on Dropbox, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You should listen to it, read it. Again, I told you the future decades ago. People are like, man, if I would have listened to you, I'd be rich. Well, why don't you listen now? If you missed it before, and I've been proven right, what I'm saying now should actually be the top thing you do, right? Like, again, how many times, like dominoes, can your track record be perfect? And I don't pretend to be a perfect person. I'm a sinner. I'm an imperfect vessel. But you guys know the truth. I speak the truth. It comes from a place of love and confidence and doing and actual physical action. Because, again, there's very few John Wayne cowboy badasses left. There's very few Papa Johns left. What a badass. That's real Americana. There's very few people riding out in the digital West on our horses, cowboys, the GUNs at our hip, firing away, planting flags, taking land. There's very few people like that left that don't comply, refuse bailouts and PPP loans and tell the deep state to shove it. There's very few people like that left. Most are compliant. Oh, and the other very big topics of the day, last couple of days actually, Elon Musk says there's about 1/4 chance of human annihilation as a result of the AI, so they're just flipping the die on that. 1/4 chance. There's a collective, friend of mine, Steve Wozniak, who first actually shared with us about Bitcoin years ago at Los Angeles Bitcoin conference, have all signed this agreement. Richard Branson and others, the fake space people, they tell you they're not going to space. All lies. You haven't been back to the moon in 53 years or something. It's a joke. They haven't even cured male pattern baldness or cancer yet, and they're telling you AI is super intelligent. No, it's not. It's just a bunch of fear mongering. And even if it is super intelligence, the elites will just keep it for themselves and use it against you, the American people, for control and power and extermination. Right? I have to say that's a metaphor. And they're just going to use that to weaponize against you. What, you don't think the elites, or hey, at the very least, China or a rogue nation like North Korea, wouldn't gather the superintelligence technology and use it to subjugate the masses and the people? That's exactly what they're doing with AI. The alien invasion is what I called it and dubbed it, that they came out with right after the lockdown so conveniently. Well, they already had that, quantum, D-Wave computers. You can even buy the stock on Wall Street. All of it is one giant simulation of lies. Pro sports are rigged. So is your banking system. So is your dollar. In my opinion, so was 2020. Just like everything else. You go back to 9/11 too. Yeah, that's a tough one for people to wrap their heads around. Yep, I think you know where I stand on that too. What did they tell you? Blow the bubble. Blow the bubble. Take your kids to Disneyland, they said, after they ripped you off and bailed themselves out and gave trillions to Jamie Dimon that he then just did business with the Epsteins. That's how it works. Again, most of you have been living a complete lie your entire life. And what I do professionally is wake you up in multiple ways. Your brain, your mind, your spirit. As an imperfect vessel, I bring you to God. I drive the nail in the coffin, so to speak, on your victory through Him. We provide real resources, solutions, good times, entertainment, love, hope, and more importantly, passion for living. I come at you kind of hard sometimes, but it just comes from love, passion, human experience, doing big things that are outside of the box. We don't 9 to 5. That's a freaking scam. And that's why they have everybody now working remote work, working from home, right? It was all part of the scam because that's what they wanted. Because, hey, if they've got super intelligent AI and robots to replace all your jobs, and it's just a bunch of self-driving cars and robots in the factories of Amazon, why would they need you? Think about that for a minute. Why would they even keep you around? Maybe as a motherboard, as a energy extraction like the Matrix, maybe just like a battery cell they can build upon, makes iron and clay. That really is the truth. Why would they even keep you around if you're not needed? If what Elon Musk says that the human population is going to be annihilated, and they're having to sign agreements, which is just PR and public relations phony baloney because they've already got it, and they'll weaponize it and use it against you any day of the friggin' week. If that's the case, what is their incentive even to have worthless eater human beings walking around? And I would argue logically, there's really not much of an incentive. The only thing that they would really want you around for is to extract wealth, energy, data mining, control, your inputs, your psychology, and then more importantly, your obedience. And that's the point. America was founded by free men, great men, like now in the 21st century with Donald Trump, and yours truly, your General Greene and Papa John, and Donut over here, and everyone else. Real men, the founding fathers, the Paul Reveres, the James Madisons, the George freaking Washingtons. Those people. Not the media. Not the lies that is sold to you on a daily basis. None of it. So I bring this message heartfelt, and I'll have some, we have great news. This is actually extremely upbeat. Again, the whole crypto market's pumping, folks, just like I predicted. You see that? Pump. Pump. See who was wrong? Andrew Tate and James Nguyen. Wrong. Pump, pump, pump. Pump, pump, pump. You better get in. So again, we've got some major announcements. I've got some just fun videos for you, too. We're taking you out, and we're on right now, a worldwide tour. I mean, take it in, guys. Look how beautiful this is. Absolutely amazing, right? Look at this. Say hello, Donut. Just give him a little hello.
Hello.
Hello. Check it out. Pretty cool, right? Own fractionally. These properties and a whole lot more. Own it. Fractionally. Go surfing. Sun your balls. Get capital gains. on your investment, cash flows, use it. I mean, it's either that or if you go stay at a hotel, you're just giving your money to Bill Gates. He owns the Four Seasons. You never get that back. You never get a return on investment. There's no capital gains. This isn't a timeshare. It's real, true, democratized, 100% ownership of trophy assets, of which we're the first in the world to do it with a collection portfolios. Founders round already funded. Deck 2 coming in imminently, 50 million. And that's going to be tokenizing and trading on a multi-billion-dollar worldwide exchange. It's not hard to understand. That's what we've done. It's cool and it's fun. And it's led by Christians, God, faith-first individuals and people that love you. I love you guys so much. I speak from the heart. I come and drive the nails of passion, just like the nails were driven into the passion of Christ. And he was executed by the deep state. Again, the government that you can't trust. And I guarantee they do the same thing today if they had another chance. I love you all. I've got some fun memes coming here pretty quick as well. Check this one out. We're doing a Michael Jackson theme. Let me show you. This is kind of funny. We like to have fun. Oh, it's playing in picture. Hold on. There we go. I'll show you. So follow me on X too, just for fun and important updates because we've been getting it all right. There you go. Michael Jackson, man. Isn't he missed? Up only. Up only. I love you all. Please like and share. God bless you. Let me know your thoughts, comments, questions in the box below. How are you dealing and combating hyperinflation? Do you feel comfortable with the way the United States is headed? How does all of U.S. sports make you feel being rigged? Is that a blow to your understanding of current reality? It's not a blow to mine. Again, all these things that are happening aren't confusing and they're not new news. And just like what happened to Charlie Kirk and JFK, and we saw with the Kennedys, and we saw with Malcolm X. I mean, none of this should be a surprise. What, that everything's rigged? That your banking system is rigged? What, you're surprised you were locked in your house like a rat in 2020? Unbelievable that you would be surprised by that. That's just how the world works. So again, what do you need to do? What is your primary action set? What is your strategy? You get your money out of the banks before capital controls bank runs. You get your money out of the banks before a debt implosion and the reset. You get your money out of the banks with us. You call Papa John, leave him an RSVP text message, 808-442-2934 to make sure you get into Deck 2. I'm only going to have about 100 investors. I can only have about 100 investors legally. And that's only going to be 50 million. Then we're pumping to billions. So as we enter Q1 2026, we're sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars of no bank debt assets. We've already acquired the first round. That's already done. So that's already a proof of concept physical asset base worth hundreds of millions by itself. And then we're tokenizing to billions Q1 2026. And Donald Trump, God bless him, my hat's off to you, sir. Thank you for taking my advice on Bitcoin. And thank you for the call, Eric. Are now rolling out the red carpet for our multi-billion-dollar tokenization. Just like I've been saying for the last several decades. The Bitcoin, just like in my book, is the future of money. And my next book, Winning, which will be coming out soon, how to just win at all things and get everything right, will also be soon released. Because again, there's people that get things done. There's those of you and us that fight for freedom and don't comply. There's those that actually provide real world physical solutions. And then there's everybody else, like Andrew Tate and James Nguyen getting liquidated and putting their diapers on. Because again, they've been telling you the untruth. And by the way, I ain't hating. Those guys are cool. They do some interesting things. But I'm just pointing out, you've got to trust your instincts in this environment. You have to have conviction. And that's why I've always told you to go all in. See, I play to win at everything I do or touch. And that should be your mantra and your mindset. And that's how you're going to win in an extremely dangerous environment where all odds are against you. And the deep state is waging war on you and your loved ones. I love you all. God bless. Make sure you're following me on X. Let me show you how to do that real quick because we've just exploded over there. Exploded. 134K new followers. You can see me here at AMTV Media. You can watch the Deck 2 video right up here if you're new. We've got a lot of newbies. There's me as MJ. That's coming out soon. You can see all my posts. And then also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, which has also broken a new record today. Thank you very much. And that is the same AMTV Media. That's our handle. You see we got about 400,000. Notice I follow no one. See that right here? Zero. Because we set the tone. We're the ones that are followed. We're the winners. We're the dominators. I'm the guy that predicted Bitcoin. And now I tell you to buy Litecoin and RSR. We don't follow anyone. So again, I think it's funny. Everyone, took Tate and Wins and, their commentary. I just think they're paid actors, honestly. I think they were telling everyone to short or they were shorting themselves after getting liquidated massively in that 50 to 80% altcoin crash. I think someone's paying them off to push fear, actually. I'm telling you to win and go up only. Because again, it's a spiritual diamond nut war, and I am your general. I just love you so much, man. I love you guys. God bless. We'll be doing some really cool videos from the beach soon, and we will be releasing our new portfolio of assets, and I'll be taking you on more tours like this, including this wonderful, beautiful property here at islandproject.com. The digital Noah's Ark. Already built, commanded by God, and now tokenizing to billions and billions of dollars. CR10, I'm not a crappy financial advisor. I'm just a dude on the internet that's gotten it all right with members from 12 different nation states worldwide. The George Washington, founding father of liberty and freedom and a decentralized flagship multi-billion-dollar network of luxury properties with no bank debt in a private ecosystem with private limos, lifted Jeeps at every property, Learjets, and yachts that connect our worldwide network of the number one asset class in the world that's going only up. Again, comps 50 million plus in some cases and very key locations that the Island Project owns per home now. That's how huge it is because all the elites, guess what they're doing? Getting their money out of the banks and buying the real estate BlackRock doesn't want you to touch. Well, we're the good guys. And that's what my dad has always told you. And he's also told you to take my and the general's advice for a reason. I love you all. All glory to God. Jesus Christ is King. I serve him as commander of his returning army, the second coming. We're all being called up soon. And while we wait for that, we don't wait around. We just go to work and we till and we bleed and we work that field and we fight because we know the harvest is coming. And the harvest time is now. Click the link below, call my dad, text him, 808-442-2934, and I'll also have some cool videos with him, myself, very soon as well. Jesus Christ is Lord, and I love you. And if there's anything I can pray for you about too today, just let me know. We do that on Twitter, on X a lot as well. I will. I'll review your comment, I'll give it a little heart, and I'll pray from the bottom of my heart because that's where our real power comes from. Not of this world. I show you the flash, the Lambos, the Rolexes, the mansions for a reason, to get your attention. And then in addition to that, in our world-class investments and our unparalleled communities that we've built, we give you the thing you need the most, Jesus. Love, hope, and salvation, which only comes through him. I encourage you to get close with God because we are in end times, folks. And again, he is the one true King. And he's coming back soon. I'll be throwing chairs in the pool later today. God bless.